My parents were both born and raised here, and same for your parents, I guess, but Scott was born and raised here. I was born actually in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and we moved back here when I was 7. So vast majority of my life I've been here. Dad has been through many business ventures now, and she has always trusted him through those, I guess. I actually remember him bringing home like copper and fiber cables, and we would have to sit at the kitchen table and clean them by hand, which they don't do that anymore. They have machines for that now. But he then came to own that business, so Mom stayed at home with us, so we were always very close for that reason too. Mom is and has been my best friend for years and years and years. She knows more about me than anybody. She actually babysat Scott when he was a baby, which is really weird. Yep. And so he likes to joke that they loved him before that they loved me.
My mom worked in Centerville, my dad had did the construction or whatever, and I'd call it a normal life or whatever, and it's very sports oriented driven, so we did a lot of traveling and playing sports. I've played baseball in North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas.
So we've kind of known each other our whole lives technically, I guess, but the first time I can remember actually like hanging out, we were at Cindy's house and playing card games and stuff, and you came over. Then you just started hanging out with us because we were so cool.
Yeah. Like she said, we've known each other forever, and just small town, you always know everybody, so. Yeah. We kind of became best friends very quickly. He just quickly fell into our group of friends, and we very, very rapidly were together every night doing things, whether it was going out or sitting at home watching TV or whatever. And then I guess it just escalated from there. One day he decided he wanted more, I don't know. That's true.
We were out at a bar in town that I used to work at the time, and he kind of was flirting with me a little bit. It was a little bit strange for me, I guess, because it hadn't been flirtatious up to that point. So he kind of made a little move at the bar, but I just kind of brushed him off, didn't think anything of it. And he took me home that night, and we were in his car in the driveway, and that's when it happened. He just said, I think I'd kind of like to see where things would go if you would be interested. And he kissed me, and here we are.
Well, when I went and purchased the ring, I was pretty nervous. It's a big time purchase, and I knew that it was going to lead to this wedding day, so big day in our lives, and they were very helpful. We went to Anglo Jewelers in Des Moines. It was going to be her birthday, and I kind of got a hold of him. I said, well, I'd like to try to get this done here in the next month, and he ended up coming through for me. I had it for about 3 days, I suppose, I don't know. And so I kind of talked to her parents, and I don't know, there was probably 10 of us out there, I suppose, and I just said, I think she'd like it if I did it in front of, these certain people. And so the day came, and she cried like a little baby.
Thanks. We're out at my mom and dad's making Jello shots, which is just something we always do before we go on a party bus. And Abby was there, and Rachel was on the phone holding up the whole party. Yeah. And he was kind of like flashing the ring box at her, trying to get her off the phone, and she was like, oh my gosh, Daniel, I gotta go. And so she hangs up, and I had no clue still what was going on. And he says, well, Kelsey, I have good news and bad news. What do you want first? And so I had my back to him at this point, so I'm like, I don't know, whatever. And so he says, the bad news is I lied to you. And then he said, the good news is I think this is what you wanted for your birthday. And so he came up and grabbed my hand and pulled me off the bar stool at that point, and that's when he asked. And I was bawling like a baby, like he said.
There's all kinds of things that I love about her, but I love that she's a planner because I'm not. And so it keeps me on schedule, and I know that I don't usually have to worry about anything because she just keeps me right in line, I guess.
We share a calendar on our phones so that he knows when everything is at all times.
I like to joke that I like that she's a perfectionist because I'm not allowed to wrap Christmas presents or fold laundry.
I wish he was kidding.
I wrapped the first present wrong on purpose.
He jokes that I'm a perfectionist, but he is also a perfectionist. His dad owns a construction company in town, so he kind of grew up doing a lot of construction work, and so we've done everything here ourselves. And so I love and hate that he's such a perfectionist. This house is half finished because he cannot find the time to want to come home and work on our house after he works on other people's houses all day long, which I get. But wedding planning, I thought would be so stressful. I'm such a planner and an organizer that everything has to be kind of in line and ready. And I mean, I feel like I've done that, but I don't feel like it's been as crazy stressful.
We've also been engaged for 1.5 years though, so we allowed ourselves plenty of time to make all this stuff happen.
Yes.
That's gonna happen. My role has been to not do anything. I try to give my input if I think it's necessary, but I mean, she pretty much knows what she wants, and
You do a lot of listening.
I listen, and if they ask for input, I give it.
We don't always listen, but
Yeah.
our reception is in a hall that everybody in town uses. I wanted it there because my parents got married in that church, and they have since built the hall directly behind the church, so it just kind of worked out. But I've said this from day one that I want to wow people with that hall. I want it to be something that they've never seen before and will probably never see again in that place. So luckily Mom had the same idea, so.
Yeah, as far as the people standing with me, I mean, they've all been there from day one too. And a couple of them are my best friends from college, and my best man is her cousin. And
Each one of them, I guess, has been through probably not every portion of my life, but some portion of my life. I've lived with a few of them, and they all have just gotten me through the good and the bad, I guess, at some point. But I couldn't imagine life without any one of them, really. A lot of them are family members. I have a ginormous family. That's kind of what I love about us is we share so many mutual friends. We do everything together, and everybody in our wedding party on both sides is a mutual friend. It was so hard to make the program and say friend of bride or friend of groom because it's not like that.
I would say that we'll probably be around here for about ever.
I think we're lifers.
Yeah. We just like it here, I guess. I don't know.
But we kind of have a plan.
Yeah. We get this place fixed up and, have some kids, and as they get older, hopefully be able to find some land and maybe build.
He's doing the pressuring, so he better want
At least 2, I think, would be good. I was an only child, so I just kind of think it would, I had all kinds of friends and her cousins to play with when I was growing up. They lived only a block behind me, so I think it'd be nice to have 2 kids.
I'm one of 2. We've both always said 2 or 3. We'll see how the first one goes, but